Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Innkeeper, and today we're looking at the latest Steam branch update for the early version of Stonehearth Alpha 11, patch 2477. Quite a few things have been added, and I feel like it's an appropriate time to make a video for that. As you can see, there's a new Embark menu. I'll be looking at that first, followed by crates, backpacks for all, which is very, very good. I've been looking for this, well, asking for this for a very, very long time, and it's finally happened. A preview for the cook. There's not too much for him just yet, but I will show you. Attributes now actually play an active role in the game, which is very cool to see. I'll be showing you those, along with a few performance upgrades, and then a few minor changes here and there, and then bug fixes, which is always pretty fantastic. Let's take a look at the Embark menu, because I think it's probably one of the bigger changes that we've seen on today's update. As you can see, there's a lot going on right now. So you can now look at your Hearthlings stats, their name, and it says normal there for some reason. I'm not too sure what that means. Is there going to be a reason for that being? Is that a difficulty setting, or is that their set of mind? Are they normal right now, or can they be psychotic later on? I'm not really too sure. However, this is pretty fantastic. You can also buy a specific item with a very limited amount of gold at the start. So if you want to buy one Trapper's Knife, you can do that. Or if you want to buy these things just to get them done very quickly, I wouldn't bother. I'd always go for the Trapper's Knife. This is mostly a proof of concept. It's very cool to see, but there is really no point to not go for the Trapper's Knife, since it's a lot harder to make. You do need a blacksmith to make one, whereas you just need a crafter, which you get at the start, to make these three items. So there we go. Always go for the Trapper's Knife. You can also change their names. You can't really do anything with their looks right now, which I quite like to see in the future. I would like to sort of click on them, change their gender, maybe their hairstyles, all that little stuff here and there, just to make them feel like more unique and definitely a more bigger part of your world, of your specific vision, I suppose. They also get their randomly generated stats for their spirit, body, and mind right there. If you roll, they will change along with the citizens themselves, and their names will re-roll. Got there in the end. The only thing I don't like is... Hello. Changes it. I would like it if there was a lock functionality, so that I could just lock the character in that I like. Then again, that would probably encourage min-maxing, which isn't really great. Just keep re-rolling until you find someone that's ridiculously overpowered. Well, find a group of people that are ridiculously overpowered. Keep mumbling today. It's fantastic. However, I don't know. I quite like the idea of having that, just to go a little bit crazy on that. Probably not a good idea, let's be honest. Anyway, that's the Embark menu. I absolutely love this, mostly because of the Traveler's Store option. I would like there to be a lot more stuff, but mostly, I would love the idea for it to be random. It probably would also encourage you just to go out and back in until you find some items in a shop that are appropriate. But I just like the idea of it offering you something that's perhaps a little bit more late game, as opposed to something that you can make early on. Like the Trapper's Knife is about a mid-game item, I would say. So it's good that this is on here. However, Farmer's Hoe, Footman's Sword, and a Weaver's Spindle, not necessarily something that you... I mean, you can make it straight away, pretty much, with wood. Well, you'll need something else with the Weaver's Spindle, but it's naturally grown, and it would probably be nearby anyway. Trapper's Knife, though, definitely a good item, but like I said, a proof of concept, and I absolutely think it's fantastic. Once again, adds a lot of character to your world. So the map selection screen is pretty much the same. However, I wanted to show you there is now a seed option in the bottom middle of the screen right here. Just put in a random seed, and it will give you that generation. I'm not sure if it rolls. Yeah, okay. It will just load it once you put the number in. There you are. So if we copy that number, let's make sure it works. So we do 212 right there. I wonder if 1 looks weird. They usually add this sort of interesting seed. There's always one seed or something that's very special. No, okay. So if we go back to this, I actually can't remember what this one looked like. So yeah, not great. We'll go back to 1, because I actually know this does look quite familiar. Let's just go and double check right there. While talking, I forgot the whole point was to pay attention. So yes, as you can see, number 1 is exactly the same. The seed functionality does work. It's pretty fantastic. Now, I already have a world ready to look at. I'm going to go pop on over to that, and I'll see you all in a few seconds. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the beautiful town of Norfolk. As you can see, a fairly minimalistic looking town, but, you know, that doesn't really matter too much. Still got a living quarters with no roof. But oh well, it seems to be merging with this tree right here. I'm not too sure if maybe that's why they stopped building it. That's a bit of a shame, actually. I would like it if they automatically automatically removed anything nearby that was world generated. However, we can just get rid of those trees ourselves. Not really too much. A little bit of micromanagement there, I believe. Not too sure. So there's a few changes and a few additions to the game. Stockpiles now are a little bit more clear on what they actually have stored. We click on them right here. We can see they have a maximum space and how much is actually in the stockpile at the same time. This is followed by a contents page that will tell you specifically what is in the, well, what is in the stockpile. You can click on these. I haven't actually clicked on them before. I didn't realize you could do that. I'm wondering if you can remove them. So something tells me that would actually remove the entire stockpile. We should probably try... Oh, we're getting attacked apparently. Oh, yep. We are under attack by a goblin. He's doing his own thing. There we are. We got our heavily armored soldier right here who is hitting that goblin in the face, which is pretty fantastic to see. But yeah, stockpiles have changed a little bit. I'm just going to double check to see. We got rudely interrupted. Excuse me, rudely interrupted by that orc right there. Let's see if we can just remove something. No. So we'll remove the entire stockpile. I'm not sure what the future plans are for having the ability to click on the specific content of the stockpile. We'll have to wait and see. There may be some sort of player interaction there later on in the game that involves specific items. That would be pretty cool to see. I'm looking forward to seeing that possibly. We've got some plants in here as well, so I think we're all fine. But yeah, it's a nice little option, a little bit of player feedback. I've always sort of, you know, liked to know how much I've actually how much a stockpile can store before we run out specifically, just so that we can future-proof ourselves. It's very nice to see. Now, there's also, if you've actually noticed, some randomly generated monuments right here. They're a bit weird for me. I'm not sure if this is like a rabbit with rabbit ears or something. There's a few more of them around the map. There's definitely a Halfling statue. It's got like a face and I think that's a beard. I'm not just sure if this is a beard or if this is like the rib cage of the Halfling, or his hands are up and he's about to get arrested or something. I'm not really too sure. You can interact with these stone monuments. You can mine them up for stone, as you can see right here. Still getting used to the hotkeys. There you are. You can mine him up. Well, yeah, you can gather him. He'll give you a little bit of stone. The hunter for me is bugged right now, so he's not really performing his role. I'm not really too sure why that is. I've told him to go in and out. It's just not really doing anything. I imagine that is a bug of the latest patch build. They are usually quite unstable, as they should be. There we are. Get a decent amount of stone. I do like the idea of there being a few more interactions with stone entities in the world, just so you didn't have to mine to gather stone all the time. There's just these random boulders and all these little things here and there. It's just a nice little addition. My menus right now are actually bugged out. It does this every single time for me now, every time I go on a new save with this latest build. Unfortunately, I have to go out and back in, because it won't let you do anything, it'll just bug out. So, yeah, sorry about that. And here we are in the nighttime of Norfolk once again. Not too bad. Now, there are character menu improvements. There are also a few UI improvements here and there. As you can see, the Halfling has a nice little sort of a menu, right? A nice little image of the Halfling. I don't recall this actually being a sort of nice UI change previously, or graphical change anyway, to the person to help represent them a little bit more. They will change depending on what they're wearing. If we go to the soldier right here, as you can see, he's got his nice leather shirt on. It would be nice to see his wares as well, his items. Maybe zoom out a little bit more. Doesn't really matter too much. If we click on him, we'll be able to see his character menu. As you can already see, there is an equipment statistics board right here that will tell you the attack and defense of the particular items that the character is currently equipped. I love this menu. It's once again player feedback, and it's something that we desperately needed before, because we really did not know the damage multipliers of previous weapons, along with the bonuses of our armor pieces. Now I know that the wooden buckler is actually not that great, but it's nice to have that +1 armor, since it's better than not having +1 armor. It's nice to see. I haven't really checked anything on defense-wise past the padded vest, but I have to imagine it's pretty significant. The giant bone mace is now something that you can create. Oh no, you can't create it. I bought it, I believe, from a shop. I'm not too sure if you can make it just yet. There are a few additions, and I haven't got a blacksmith just yet, which is something I need to go around and doing. So we're going to place some proper Stonehearth in the background of this. That is the cook spoon that I'll be showing you later on. There's a daily update right here. Thankfully, this doesn't bug out. So there we go. We get that guy once again. Name has been changed. And we still got this building. Let's just go ahead and continue to mine this up. That's H. There we are. Remember to click H for harvest. It makes sense. It makes sense. Anyway, continuing with the character menu right here. This is our cook, which is a very dapper looking cook outfit. It would be nice if maybe it had a sort of different bonus for wearing the particular outfit. Maybe they gave him a greater chance of creating cooked goods. Then again, that wouldn't make sense because then everyone should have the ability to cook. Let's go to the job abilities screen. That is basically the same. Attributes now do play a more interactive role in the game. They will give you like bonuses, and it does tell you what those bonuses are, as you can see. It's very cool to see. Just going down on these for you. There's quite a few of them, so you can just pause and read. These will count for your Hearthling, and some people do have just more stats to them. This guy's got very high courage, and it does tell you when there's a bonus involved, when there is a bonus involved. This guy is basic combat training, which means they get significantly more courage. I like this menu because it means that even as a warrior, they have a lot of courage, but they can still run off. It's nice to think about it in that way. They're not just completely immune to running off, which is very nice. Just see if we could sell anything right here. Not really anything I want to sell. Let's just get rid of it for now. Let's continue on the menu. Keep going out and just switching Hearthlings right here. I guess it's not a bad thing. The Worker's Hammer does actually have an attack modifier right there, which is very nice to see. A little bit of detail. The morale screen has been moved around a little bit more. It just helps out, and it tells the specific. It gives you information on the specific Hearthling. Everyone seems to have 5 on it right now. This guy's got 5.5 on food, so I guess they previously ate. Food 7.2 on the Footman right there. Not really too bad then. I thought everyone... It mostly seems to be 5 as the default number. No one's really annoyed with anything right now. I also forgot to mention that the town overview is slightly different. There's now an overall happiness menu, which is very nice to see, of a maximum of 10. And for some reason, my inventory menu does not work. This is a UI problem with the latest branch build. And the more important thing, I would say, of this update is there's now a backpack menu. They have 2 different slots, one for resources, one for decoration, and one for food, similar to how the different slots are allocated in the building menu, which is also changed just a little bit. There's now storage units, which is very cool to see. And everything's sort of just been moved around. Building parts are now actually in a specific slot, as well as furniture. It's very nice to see. This inventory menu, though, is absolutely fantastic. Because previously, to have the Hearthlings gather multiple items in a sort of invisible inventory that the game didn't really render as it existing at all, was to use the loot functionality right here. That's what we did previously in a patch, update 10.5. Now, they will pick up multiple items, including wood, anything really, as long as it's not something that they can pick up like these chests, as you can see. They will have to pick up the chest in itself and plonk it down, similar to that of beds, because they are too big, I believe. Only one furniture at a time. They might be able to carry multiple fences, though. I'm not really too sure if maybe there's a specific sort of weight modifier being added right there. I keep saying modify. It's very annoying. It's very annoying. Sometimes it needs to be used, and as you can see, this is fantastic. It seems to be a sort of light AI improvement. They've actually continued to complete the house even after sort of giving up on it because there's been an obstruction. It's very cool to see that they can actually leave it on hold now and come back to it later on instead of just forgetting about it entirely. Once again, another nice addition. I'm hoping that they actually try and sort of gather up this wood. It looks like this guy right here, Sean, he should be able to pick... Yeah, there we go. As you can see, he's picking up multiple items. We should be able to see it in his inventory or backpack. So he only has 2 logs, but I think he picked up 3 and he's just carrying one. Oh, no. There we go. He actually has 3 logs. That's interesting. It looks like it counts 0 as an amount. There we are. Doesn't really matter too much. Just a slight problem with the numbers. But there you go. I think that's an absolutely fantastic part of the game now. Instead of having there being just ridiculous amounts, a legion of wood just on the floor, rotting away by all the termites and that lot. And now they're just all picking them up, and it will be fantastic. Nice and clean. That is always a good thing. Okay, so let's go to the storage chests. As you can see, they're pretty much like stockpiles. You can change what specifically goes into the chest. I've got food in these 2 chests right now, and I have pretty much everything in these. This one seems to be full, and you can see the contents of each chest. There's a lot of wood in this one, so we're going to take wood out. Ooh, okay. Let's close that permanently. I love how there's a permanently closing bug report option right there. And the content of this is also not really too great. I like this because it means that you can put specific like, they're a nice size, really. So it's good for putting them in buildings and having, like, blacksmiths actually have crates full of ores instead of them sort of being thrown all out of the place. Don't get me wrong, I do like the idea that still have these stockpiles out and about. I'm not too sure why. I think I just like the idea of it working in that particular way. Just having them specifically put items in a box on the ground. I don't know, it just feels a little bit... I'm not just sure. My mind is a bit on the weird side with that. Because on Timber and Stone, a game that I would say is fairly similar to Stonehearth, they pretty much just completely go for the stockpile system, where it's just sort of going into an invisible black hole, as it were. There is these stockpiles never to be seen again until they are removed from it. Rather than on here, they are placed sort of individually on a square pallet, I suppose. Which is... I'm not too sure. I just like the look of it. You can definitely see how much you've got left rather than clicking on them or going to your inventory menu. It just feels better to me. There's feedback there, which I quite like. But that's, I feel like that is a personal preference of my own. We need to make a door right here. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm not too sure if there is... Oh no, the open and close menu right there isn't working anymore. I'm not too sure if maybe they will have the open and close menu work automatically depending on what time of day it is. Now, as you can see, there's the open and close menu. I think this is just to stop them from building, but it looks like he's still building anyway. Okay, doesn't really work anyway. It's just there. Nice. Well, we got a doorway right now. I'm not sure if we need any more windows. Looks like we're fine on the inside. Everything seems to be okay. Not too bad to see. So we could put like a few crates in here and just sort of have a bunch of food in them. We can also go ahead and place this chest in here. I haven't actually seen what's in the chest. This is going to be an experience for both of us. Let's just go ahead and let's try and get it in the corner. It's not letting us do that for some reason. It's actually selecting the different parts of the construction, which is really weird. Go to the daily update. It looks like they've gone a little bit sort of lower on the food right now on this update. They've been a little bit more generous. Before, it was a little bit crazy, the amount of food that was required in order to get a new migrant. Which reminds me, let's get these berries right here. This chest should be plonked down right now. There we are. And it has a maximum of 16 slots. That's not really too much. It's pretty expensive to make. Like, we use leather for this. Whereas the other crates are just straight up wood. And they're actually crates. Maybe it's a case of you could put sort of weapons in these instead. Also, it's just a nice looking sort of chest, really, I suppose. So it's a decoration and not just a storage unit. It's nice to see. Got a survival. Oh, look, the UI actually worked this time. That's weird. Very off and on. As you can see, that you can buy this club, and it will tell you the damage bonus of that weapon. I'm not sure if it tells you anything else right here. It doesn't look like it. It would be nice if maybe there was a few modifiers for using these specific bits of leather. But I'm not too sure what that would really entail. Maybe a leather is infused with some sort of magic to create a magical item. I feel like that's probably past the actual launch of the game, though. I feel like I'm going a bit too off board with that. Anyway, storage unit, I completely approve of. I think it's fantastic, but, you know, I hope they don't get rid of the actual stockpile system, because I do quite like that at the same time. Now, a very cool part to see is just a little look at the new cook class. As you can see, if we go to our character selection menu right here, go to change job, there is now a promote to cook option. They must be a farmer first, but we've already got ourselves a cook, as you can see right here. And they're fairly sort of, you know, delicious individual. I've not really paid too much attention to the spirit, body, and mind traits right now. This has been active since Alpha 10, I believe, or 10. I'm not just sure when this was actually activated, but something tells me it was in Alpha 10, which wasn't too long ago. But these will play, you know, they still play an active role in the actual character development in itself. I should really pay more attention to the attributes, though, when I create people, because I believe, what is it? Is it speed? How fast the Halfling moves, no, muscle. Affects weapon damage in combat. Determines sleep duration, that's pretty cool to see. I'm not sure if... So they sleep for 17 seconds, or... Oh, that's how long they can work before needing rest. So 17. Like, what does that mean to me? I think that's something they need to change a little bit. 17 doesn't really mean much. I would like it to sort of be out of 10 or out of 20, but this doesn't... Is it out of 100? Is it for all of them out of 100? I guess it must be. Speed's really good for the cook, though. Wow. That is not too shabby at all, really. So we've already created ourselves some stews, and they are in sort of these bowls. If we go to the cooker's cauldron, or stone cauldron right here, we can go ahead and make these 2 different meat types. We'll just go ahead and do that. I'm not sure if it tells you the nutritional value of these. It doesn't really do that. What about if we click on these carrots? No, not really. Something tells me they should have a nutritional bonus, and that it should tell you that nutritional bonus in sort of the bottom menu right there. Or when you're about to create it, I feel like it's a good idea to have that, since it already plays active role in the game. I believe it's in attributes. No, it's... Where did I read nutrition? Nutrition. I guess not. Maybe there should be a hunger bar, because these guys do eat, but they sort of eat themselves. So really, I guess it's not really needed. Maybe they took the nutrition thing out. I mean, there is a food menu, so make sure food of different variety and quality are available. Cooked food are more liked than raw foods. There we go. So if we have sort of proper cooked food with the chef, then they'll be sort of content with what they're eating, and their happiness will go up. So really, it seems to me like not really too much of an attribute modifier. It won't improve their skills or anything like that, but it will make them more content with their living conditions. That's nice to see, as long as it does play a proper active role in the game and it's not just thrown in there because we need more classes. That would be a fantastic thing. I'm looking forward to them seeing, well, I'm looking forward to seeing some more things. Maybe a few modern foods here and there, just to have a little bit of association with the users. Maybe some pizza, some pies, random stuff like that. I didn't say pies are modern food, but still. Pasties, if you're a Cornish, you know. Spaghetti. All these random things here and there. Definitely, like, really hard foods to make. Spaghetti, I think, would be great, because I like the idea of there being a proper sort of granary system, where you do need to make, well, you don't need to make a windmill, but you need to make some sort of device that will that will make bread, help you make bread, and then help you make anything else related to that. It would be pretty fantastic. You know, these are random things that we're going to throw in there. It's nice. I do like this update very much. They've added a few neat things here and there. Mostly it's player feedback, which I think is very important, especially for a game like this. There is a lot of sort of little aspects that you need to pay attention to, and it's definitely helping you out with that. Interactivity is improved as well. Do a lot more with the game. And I think that is about it. It's pretty fantastic. I'm looking forward to the future of this. This game is looking more and more promising every single update. The game is now pretty stable now as well, which is amazing to see. I remember not 2 patches ago the game would crash every 20 minutes, but now it barely crashes at all. There will be a few errors here and there, which will be quite unfortunate, but for the most part, it feels like a proper game. It's fantastic. You could play this as a proper game right now. It's very nice. I like it. Hopefully you all enjoyed this little look at the Stonehearth Alpha 11 patch 2477, the early Stonehearth Alpha 11. I'm not too sure if they're going to be adding anything else in the future in the full version of Alpha 11. They usually don't. It's mostly bug fixing. If there is anything pretty huge, then I will make another Alpha 11 video. Probably look through everything else once again. There we are. Not too bad. Thank you all, though, very much for watching me, the Innkeeper, play Stonehearth. This little review right here is pretty fantastic. Alpha 11, very promising. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, all that good stuff. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for updates on my channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch for live streams. I'm the Innkeeper, and I'll see you all next time. My outros have always been top quality. Just say the same thing 3 times. It's fantastic. I think I say fantastic again. There we go. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. And we just look at our Hearthlings right there on a beautiful day. There we are. Very, very nice. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.